Hi everyone and good morning. The book I read was First Love by James Patterson. Yeah, I know it sounds like a sappy book. Well, it is. But it was really good and sweet. It has so many surprises and the ending is not what you would expect. I chose to do a film by having an interview with Axie Moore because I wanted to see her point of view and how she feels about her love/best friend Robinson. Why I chose Axie was because some of the quotes she said in the book. The first quote I chose is Robinson singing Axie a bedtime song. "Sing me a bedtime song," I retorted. "Flip a coin," he said. I agreed, and he lost. So I fell asleep to Robinson singing, drumming lightly on the dashboard. There was a girl named Axie who was a runaway. Instead of taking a taxi, she tried to drive around LA. She crashed her car and hurt her nose, and I don't mean to brag, but who should rescue Axie but a charming scalawag?
Patterson 54.
The next quote I chose is at the end of the book when Robinson is in the cancer ward. "Axie," he said, "I'm right here." I held his head in my arms. I pressed my mouth to his cheek. "We are in this together." "Axie," he said again. I told him I loved him. He loved me too, he said, always. I heard him say my name again. He whispered it over and over until it didn't sound like my name at all anymore. It was only sound, only rhythm, almost like a song. "Axie," he sighed. "Axie." And then, finally, he was silent.
Patterson 250.
Hi guys, this is my show, The Interview, and our special guest today is Axie Moore. Welcome, Axie.
Hello.
Hi, Axie.
Hi.
Today, we are going to ask you a couple questions. Some may be personal and some may be normal questions.
Go right ahead, that's what I'm here for.
Our first question is, where did you and Robinson first meet?
At a cancer treatment center.
Wow, that's rough. The second question is, did you and Robbie ever think you'd become more than best friends?
I'd hoped maybe one day that we would.
When you were planning to run away, did you ever have any, second thoughts?
Yes, all the time, but once I got on his bike and we took off, there was no turning back.
Now, I know this is a difficult topic, but how bad do you miss Robbie?
I miss him very much, every day.
How did he die?
He had stage 5 cancer known as non-Hodgkin's.
Did you know he had that bad of cancer?
We both did, and neither of us really knew that it was as bad as it was.
This is a sad topic. Do you want me to stop?
No, it's okay. It's good to open up.
Okay, great. Well, not great, but you know what I mean. Hi guys, I have some bad news. Our special guest, Axie, her cancer started to come back and she had a seizure on stage. So after a couple days she was in the hospital, my camera crew and I decided to go finish our interview with her. But sadly, the hospital wouldn't let us bring our cameras in to see her, so I wrote down our interview. The first question that I started off with was, how in love were you with Robbie? She went, we had no such thing as in love. We were love. He was my best friend forever. We did everything together. He did whatever crazy idea I had with me. He never let me down, and I couldn't thank him enough. And then my response to that was, wow, so you really did love him? And she said, I didn't just love him. There is no way to explain how much he meant to me. I then asked her, do you ever think about him? And she replied with, all the time. I think about how different life could be and where we would be at. I honestly couldn't imagine what that poor girl has been through. She looked at me and said, I don't imagine it, I lived it. I lost the best thing that has ever happened to me. I lost my mother and my sister. I even lost my dad to alcohol. Not physically, but mentally. I couldn't even say anything after that. All I said was, I'm so sorry, Axie. She said, there's nothing to be sorry about. It is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. I was so dumbfounded I didn't know what to say or how to react. I think that was the saddest interview I have ever done.